What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to discuss two main topics. Firstly, I want to discuss my plans for this week on my trading 212 portfolio, and second of all, as promised, because we reached our 500 subscriber goal, then I'm going to run a little mini competition, so we'll discuss that later on in today's video also. But just before we get into that, as always, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as our next goal is to get to 600 subscribers by the end of the year. And with that being said, let's dive right on to today's Trading 212 portfolio video. So as it stands going into week 13, we currently have €5,133 in my portfolio. Again, that equates to about $6,217 for US viewers, and for UK viewers it equates to about £4,650. We are currently up about €405 or 8.59%. Again, that equates to about $490 and about £367 sterling. The main goal this week is plain and simple, and that's the dollar cost average. So as you're probably well aware if you watched any of my recent videos, that over the last few weeks we have been kind of restructuring my overall portfolio, and we now have about 40 to 50 companies overall, and that was for two reasons for that. Firstly, to improve my overall diversification, and the second and probably more important reason was to have more opportunities every week to dollar cost average. So for example, if I only had two shares, let's say Coca-Cola and Apple, it would be very rare where I'd be able to dollar cost average on those two, whereas if I hold, let's say, 50 companies, I'll more than likely always have an opportunity to dollar cost average on one of those. Again, in the long term, overall the portfolio will benefit from this. So let's today make a list of companies that are under my 3% threshold. Again, I don't really want to invest in any companies that are less than 3% in the red, as I believe it's better opportunities for those that are actually, let's say if they're only down 0.1%, there's not much point. There's probably more companies that I'd be able to utilize this capital better in my overall portfolio. So I always kind of look for the worst affected companies. So on communication services, we can see here that Walt Disney is up nearly 21%. Facebook is up 7.8, AT&T is up 2.1, Verizon is up 0.77, and Netflix, one of my newer positions, is down 1.93%. But again, it's not 3% down, so I'm leaving my communication services pie this week. In my consumer discretionary, Tesla is up nearly 52%. McDonald's is certainly one of the companies that I'm going to be adding in, so I'll just make a note of that. And that would be one of the companies because it's one of my blue chip stocks. So McDonald's is down 5.6%, so certainly a great opportunity there. Target is currently down 4.2%, so that's another company I'm going to add in. But because I only have a small amount of money, this is one of my newer positions as well. We only have €10 or €9.50 invested at the moment, so I'd probably be only putting in another €10 or €20 here. Whereas in McDonald's, because we have €95, I'll probably put in about €50 extra in here. The third pie is consumer staples. Coca-Cola's up 7.5%, PepsiCo's up 6.4%, P&G will be another company we're adding in, it's down 3.12%, Beyond Meat is pretty much break even, and Walmart is down 3.35%, so we'll be adding in definitely here P&G, and we'll also be adding in Walmart. We then have my energy sector pie, which is all in the green. Exxon Mobile is up 20%, iShares Global Clean Energy is up 1.7%, and Chevron is currently up 26.7%. In my main overall ETF, we have two here in the form of Vanguard S&P 500 is up 9.2%, and Vanguard FTSE 100 GBP is up 14.26%. We then have my financial pie, 5 companies here. Visa is up 5.7%, MasterCard is up 4.4%, JP Morgan Chase is up 24%, Bank of America is up 19.1%, and Goldman Sachs is currently up 18.8%. So again, we won't be touching any of these companies for now. We then have my healthcare sector pie. Johnson & Johnson is up 1.75%, AbbVie is up an impressive 22.8%, Pfizer is up 7.5%, Abbott Laboratories is down 1.8%, so again we leave that for now, and Stryker is up 1.4%. Our next pie is the industrial sector. 5 companies here again. 3M is up 3.66%, Caterpillar is up 21.5%, Waste Management is up 3.5%, Boeing is up about 7%, and FedEx is currently down 1%, so again, we're not touching any companies here. Materials, so we have 5 companies here as well. Air Products and Chemicals is down 1%, so we're leaving that. Ecolab is up 4.7%, Nucor is up 5.1%, BHP Group is up 15.3%, And the company here that we're going to be focusing on is Barick Gold, which is currently down 14.4%. And as I mentioned before, the two main reasons for this was their corruption claims and also because of the drop in the price of gold. So obviously because gold is cyclical, we can definitely take advantage of this, as 14.4% is certainly a fairly drastic drop in my opinion. So we'll be adding Barick Gold in here as well. We then have my real estate pie. Realty Income is up about 0.5%. American Tower is down 5.6%. STAG is down 2.3%, so we leave that. Same with WellTower is down about 2.8%. And Essex Property Trust is down 2.65%. So we'll probably just focus here on American Tower. And again, because we only have about 11 or 12 euro invested here, because we'll only be putting in about 20 euro extra here as well. We won't be putting in anything crazy because I want to kind of keep these kind of companies down in relation to my overall percentage in my capital. And same with utilities that we'll go into later on. So we'll add an American Tower in here. And then next up we have my technology pie, my largest pie at the moment. And all five are in the green. So Microsoft is up 1.95, Amazon is up 1.37, Apple is up 8.86, Alphabet is up 23.4, and IBM is currently up about 0.5%. Now, anytime any of these companies go into any red whatsoever, I'll certainly be pumping more money in because these five companies are certainly some of my favorites and definitely the way forward. And finally, my utility sector pie, Consolidated Edison, is currently in the breach, so it's 4.7% down. NextEra Energy is down 6.36%. Atmos Energy is pretty much break even. Brookfield Infrastructure is down 2.7%, and American Waterworks is currently down 7.18%. So again, just like my materials pie, I don't really want to have too much capital invested in these sectors. So because let's say Consolidated Edison, NextEra Energy, and American Waterworks are all below the 3%, I might even just double the positions here and put an extra 10 euro into each. So I bring my overall portfolio position in this sector up to about 80 euro or so. And again, you can see in comparison to my tech sector, which has 1100 euro, I want to keep my utilities certainly my lowest of my 12 pies. After going through all 12 of my pies, we've come up with this kind of accumulation of companies that will be dollar cost averaging in this week. So we'll be certainly investing in McDonald's, Target, P&G, Walmart, and Barrick Gold. So we'll be putting most of my this week's capital into these companies, and then the four other companies in the form of American Tower, Consolidated Edison, NextEra Energy, and American Waterworks. As I mentioned in the video, firstly because I want to keep these portfolio pies fairly low in terms of my overall percentage of capital, and also because we only have about 10 euro already invested in these companies, that I only probably will put another 10 euro into each of these four. So even having all these four companies here, I'll only be putting an extra 40 euro in overall. But again, that will nearly be doubling the positions because they're so small at the moment. And also that will certainly improve my dollar cost averaging in these four. But in terms of the top five here, I'll be putting in a lot more capital. Again, because they're blue chip companies, and especially into companies like McDonald's, for example, and P&G, that certainly over the long term, this kind of dollar cost averaging will definitely pay dividend. And the second part of this video, as promised, I just wanted to start a mini competition to say thanks very much to everyone that has currently subscribed. So in order to get into this competition, this will run until the end of December, and simply all you have to do is comment on any one of the videos that I'm posting between now and the end of the year. And if you want, you can post on every single one of them, and each entry will count, but it's one entry per video. So let's say make 4 videos this week, then you can have 4 entries if you comment on each of the 4 of those videos. So simply to enter, all you need to do is put hashtag 500 and then comment with what your plan is for next year in terms of your investments. So simply just put in what your goals and objectives are for 2021 in terms of investing. Every Sunday then, I'll go into those week's videos and I'll take note of the names that comment hashtag 500 and then your plan for this next year's 2021. And then I'll make note on a Word doc, and after the end of this month, I'll have all accumulation of all the names that have commented, and then I'll pick out of a hat, or even I'll make a random generator online and I'll do it live to make it more fair, and the winner will receive 50 euro or 50 pounds. And when we reach the 1000 subscriber mark, or if we reach it should I say, I will then up this prize to a 100 euro prize or 100 pound prize, and so on and so forth. The kind of larger the subscriber count grows. And with all that being said, that brings the end to today's video. So today we covered this week's plan in terms of dollar cost averaging, and we went through each of the companies that I'm going to be dollar cost averaging in this week. And second of all, we went through the competition that I'm going to be running between now and the end of December, just to say thanks for reaching 500 subscribers. So with all that being said, guys, thanks very much, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video.